Alright, my friend and I just changed the inverter coolant on 2007 Toyota Highlander Hybrid. And it wasn't real clear how to do it online, but we went ahead and went for it. And I'm pretty sure we got it pretty well done. It wasn't that bad. We had to take the grill off, which was not too bad. There's some clips. These, let's see, these clips on the bottom, like that one right there in the center of the screen, and then it was little clips that use a flathead screwdriver to remove those ones right in the center of the screen. And then so that came off, and it made getting to the top air valve a lot easier. So there's two radiators. The little radiator in front is the inverter coolant radiator. The big radiator in the back is the engine radiator. This is a V6. So there's two release valves here. So the first thing we did, we took the cap off of the reservoir. First thing we did was we had to take these pieces of plastic off of the top of the inverter. There's one over there and one over there. They just pop on with those plastic tabs, and then you can get to the coolant reservoir. So we opened that up to make sure air can flow in there, and then we popped off the shiny grill part, and then there's another release valve down there. Okay, so there's three release valves. I've shown you two. One, that's where we drained the fluid out into the bucket underneath the car. And then this is like an air release valve. So open those up. Had to use a pair of pliers to open those up. And then there's another, the main valve to drain the fluid is underneath the vehicle, on the transaxle, the hybrid transaxle, and it's right there in the middle of your screen. It's a number 10 Allen key. Okay, so that one, we actually jacked up the car and put it on jack stands for that one. Oh, finally the engine turns off. That, just in case you couldn't hear me, that plug right there is on the hybrid transaxle, which is a crazy part of the transmission, right in the center of your screen. And so that had to break that loose with a number 10 Allen attachment on a socket. And then when we opened that up, a lot more fluid came out. So in total, somebody post in the comments if this is right, in total 3 quarts came out. Okay? Oh, and one of the tricks I used to get all the fluid out was I cleaned off the rim of the reservoir, and I blew in there with my mouth. And I did variety combination of closing this valve, and when I blew in there I had to pinch the overflow tube so that it created a pressure seal. Oh, see, the fluid is flowing in there, so that means the pump is still running. So then after all the fluid was out, we filled it back up and started the car, and now we're at this point. And I'm about to turn the car off and see if the fluid level went down any, and then I'll restart the video. So after letting the car run for a while, the fluid, and then turning it off, the fluid level had gone down a little bit, so we topped it up, and now the car is running again. And this is just to make the pump run, to make sure there's no air in the system. Alright, so we turned it off and topped it up, and then turned it back on, and then turned it off again. and topped it up one last time. Probably turn it on and turn it off one more time to check, but I think that's it. There's no weird sounds coming from the pump, which is right down there. I think that's the pump, and the fluid is flowing well in the reservoir, and they say that that's a good indicator that there's not air in the system. And what we put in is about as much as we took out. This is the stuff. I got it from the Toyota dealership. It's about 25 bucks. Way better than the 300 that they wanted to charge to do this job. So if you've worked on cars before and feel like you can do this, you probably can. Alright, that's it. Put it back together and drive off into the sunrise. Merry Christmas.